In this video, I'll be looking at a few solutions on addressing audio lag on your CarPlay or Android Auto AI box. There are a number of solutions that can help fix or improve the audio delay in your CarPlay AI box. So let's dive in with a few suggestions that may help you before you send that AI box back. So the first thing you could try is going to your AI box's main menu interface and look at the apps and look for a system upgrade option. It's either going to be in settings or it's going to have its own dedicated over-the-air upgrade app. Simply tap that, see if there's a version available to download, and download it and apply it and see if that helps improve with the audio delay in videos that way. Brand makers do make some optimizations to enhance the overall functionality of their boxes, and just doing a simple update might help improve that. Now, another solution to improve your audio delay on your AI box is to use a specific app. Sadly, no other apps are currently available on the App Store that does it in a more global sense in terms of its AV delay. It has to either come through from a root level or it has to be done within the media player itself. Now, if you consume your media from downloaded videos or using a service that allows an external player, you can use the VLC app to adjust its audio delay. And I'll show you how to do that now. So you go into VLC, then select any of your local stored videos, or if you're playing from a streamed service, you can go straight into that video and launch the VLC player once you've selected that particular video. And then once you're in, you tap the video player to bring in your controls and tap that bubble icon on the bottom left-hand corner. Tap the audio drop down and then tap audio delay to get into its main menu interface, which you can then adjust the media delay in milliseconds in 50 segments, which is enough really. And playing with that, with the video in the background, you can get that sync dialed in a little bit more perfectly. This will then save per video its different settings, or you can have a global value and it will actually apply it that way too. So if you watch your video content locally or streamed via a service which allows an external media player to be selected, such as a service like Streamio, for example, you can use VLC and then adjust that media delay and get your content in sync that way. One of the solutions is simply to turn your AI box from working over the CarPlay protocol onto the Android Auto protocol instead. Android Auto runs a little bit quicker in terms of its audio and input delay, so it makes sense to switch to that protocol and use that quick data stream to reduce that video lag in your video viewing. Now, a number of AI box allows that ability quite easily, either by selecting a switch on the bottom of the AI box to switch between CarPlay and Android Auto. Here is another from Ottocast and another from CarlinKit. Alternatively, look in the manual, there'll be a hole in the underside region of the adapter, and you simply insert a pin into one of these holes where there's a button underneath. Select it and it will actually reboot the adapter into Android Auto protocol mode instead. Now let me show an example of how drastic this change could be. I've got an Ottocast adapter here. This is the E2. I've updated it to its latest firmware and I'm going to launch it on CarPlay protocol first, just to show you what the delay is in its audio AV sync. Right, so here we are in YouTube on the E2. We're running the CarPlay protocol up here, as you can tell. I'm going to play this Twitch stream and then you can see what the audio delay is. Right, so I can say it's roughly around in this section. Very high, quite a considerable audio delay. I'll show you how this looks on actual lip sync. Wireless CarPlay dongles have slowly progressed over the years, and we are now seeing makers switch their focus towards the 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay adapters. So it's quite behind. Which offer the ability. Okay, now I'm going to switch that switch to Android Auto protocol mode, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are back in the Android Auto protocol mode. You can see that we're up here. Still on the same box, I've not done anything different other than switch that switch over to run on Android Auto instead. We're going to jump into Twitch again and see what the difference is. Okay, it's not the best. There is some frame stuttering and frame loss, but you are seeing it hit roughly in the much lower region. We probably halved it, if not maybe more. Let's check out lip sync again. Wireless CarPlay dongles have slowly progressed over the years, and we are now seeing makers switch their focus towards the 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay adapters, which offer the ability to also pair with Android Auto devices too. Okay. But that's for another video. So that's a lot better improved, I'm sure. You can see from the previous one, if you go back to that video and see what the sync is like there to now, that's a drastic big change. There is a low frame rate issue. That's because it is running on a lower end box. But there are a few AI boxes that were reviewed earlier in the past, running on the CarPlay platform with quite a high considerable AV delay. And we're going to fire up those and switch them over and see if they get improved as well. So for that, we've got the Bruxe R7 Pro, and same again for the R6-H. That was quite low as well. So we're hoping on the Android Auto protocol, we'll shave those down. Right, so we're back into the YouTube interface on the R7 Pro. We've got our box running on CarPlay protocol, and we'll just jump into Twitch and get a bass level reading. All videos will be running 1080-60 to give a straight level bass. Let's check out lip sync. Wireless CarPlay dongles have slowly progressed over the years, and we are now seeing makers switch their focus towards the 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay adapters. So that's obviously better than the E2 that we saw earlier. We have got much more better hardware doing that decoding. So the lip sync isn't so bad, but it hopefully should be able to be improved. So we're going to press on that little button and convert it over to Android Auto. So I've located the button, I'm going to press it now. Yeah, there we go. Then we chose yes, we do. And if you're doing this blind, it's timed out as well. So if you were to trigger it after 3 seconds of pressing that button, it'll automatically reboot into Android Auto. So you won't have to blindly press buttons, for example. So we're now into YouTube on the R7 Pro. We're running the box on Android Auto protocol now. We're going to jump into Twitch and see what the media delay is on that. Right, so I think we've improved this as well. We're now in much more lower regions. That's definitely helped improve with the general AV delay just by running it on the Android Auto protocol. Let's try out lip sync. Wireless CarPlay dongles have slowly progressed over the years, and we are now seeing makers switch their focus towards the 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay adapters, which offer the ability to also pair with Android Auto devices too. Okay, but that's as you can see, it's a little bit tighter in terms of its lip sync, so definitely happy with that. And just by switching over to Android Auto will help improve that immensely. I'm just going to benchmark the other two boxes, the R8 and the R6-H, and see if that overall helps it too. Okay, big improvement there. It's pretty much near zero now. We've also got the R8, which didn't do that well either. We'll be seeing if we can improve that as well. Okay, that's definitely improved it. We're down in the lower 100s now, I would say. And finally, we've got the hardware solution. This is the Mstick4. This is probably the best hardware solution I've ever encountered that deals with audio delay at a more hardware level. So we're going to plug this in and I'll show you how it all works. So that's the Mstick4. I have dialed it down manually already, so it's using that setting, and I'll just jump in whereabouts we are on that setting. So with the Mgears, you've got a solution which is built in through its software, and this is done through its Mgears settings. And under display, you've got AV sync adjustment, and then here you can basically then adjust it manually to how you like, and it will reflect across all apps on the actual AI box. Dial it up to +4, which is just one extra from what it was before that I showed you. And you've got a couple of other minimum input delays as well, options that you can choose from. Let's just jump back into this. So that's very close to zero now with that slight adjustment made in the main menu. Happy with that. And that's the best of both worlds. Best situation that you can actually ask for is having it embedded in the actual software of the actual AI box itself. And only Mgears, as far as I know, do that. Okay, so there you have it. A few options there to let you fine tune and hopefully enhance your AI box AV sync delay to get that sync on point and a little bit more enjoyable, and hopefully prevent you from sending that AI box back to where you bought it from. Okay, hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a big thumbs up down below And let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this AV sync delay on any of the AI boxes that I've tested, and I'll try my best to answer them. If you like this content and you'd like to support me, you can do so by sending us a super thanks down below on YouTube. You can hype this video for free to alert this video and the channel to other users on YouTube. If you'd like to see my full test sheet, you can do so by signing up to be a member on YouTube by hitting that join button down below and get access to my test sheet of all the AI boxes I've reviewed over the years by becoming a super fan as well as a CPL fan for monthly updates as well. And finally, you can check out my QR code here to buy me a coffee. You can support me there too. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.